All right, so breakout session number one, what lunar science surface environment is uniquely enabled by the Artemis Space Camp. In terms of this topic, I'm leading this breakout session. I'm supported by Emily Fisher. I broke it into kind of three themes. So when you think about the surface environment, there's a lot of different aspects that you can consider, and I just break it into these three themes. The first is related to space physics and space weather. So what is the upstream aspects of the space environment that is present at the moon that we need to understand what's happening on the surface. And the second is, what are those direct observable surface interactions between the surface and the space environment? And that could include the regolith. It could also include the hardware that's being brought down with Artemis and the space environment, including things like the exosphere as well. And the third theme is what are the science activities to study surface properties? And those could be direct measurements of regolith, rocks, geotechnical properties, or it could be things like the volatiles. What resources are there that you would like to utilize, and also what the environments are. So we have the illumination directly driving surface temperatures. What are those different environments around, and how are they affected by the presence of our equipment on the surface? So some of the kind of questions, the secondary questions that as we dive into these different, actually I have a visual representation. So on the left there is showing the space environment, in the middle is showing a couple aspects of the surface interaction environment, dust and plasma, and then also galactic cosmic rays, and on the right showing regolith experiments and these different thermal environments. And then some of the kind of supporting questions that's useful to keep in mind in terms of defining what those capabilities are is, do the activities require crewed deployment or crewed tending over time? What infrastructure is required in terms of data, comms, etc., power, thermal resources, and how do the activities change over time? If you're there and this is mission number 2 to an exploration site and there's less infrastructure there, how does the scientific activity you might do at that stage compared to what it might be coming back on the 10th time or the 11th time? And does it matter? There's some experiments that will want to see how the Artemis Space Camp environment itself even changes. Myself, my interests are in the thermal environment. And one of the things that I've struggled to come to grips with a little bit is, as soon as we touch down on the South Pole, especially more so than the equatorial regions, and put something on the surface, we've changed that thermal environment forever because we've changed the illumination and shadow patterns. And the next time we put something down, we've changed it again. So every time we put something down, we're changing the thermal environment, and how we're designing things to go into that environment needs to keep that in mind, that if you've designed for mission 2, but mission 14 is going to put something that changes the environment you're in, you want to keep that in mind. A few assumptions. These are general assumptions you'll see across all the breakout sessions. That the science activity should be enabled by repeated returns to a location near the lunar South Pole. We use this in our definition of Artemis Space Camp early on. Science activities can be conducted both in the presence and absence of astronauts. This is agnostic either way, but it's useful to know which or both. And the capabilities will increase over time as more missions are completed.